Hi to everybody. I'm back live. Yeah. A warm welcome to everybody. Good morning to Colorado and also in Germany. It is afternoon. Have an amazing day. Today we will speak about the Antichrist. What's this energy? Is it coming back? What does it really mean? There's so much happening right now on the world, and maybe we see the signs of the Antichrist. Is it the artificial intelligence? Is it Sam Altman? Is it Donald Trump? Who? We will speak about this kind of energy and what it means. But before we dive deeper, in 2 hours, we start our mediumship workshop. You can be part. This is totally free, so you can sign up. You find all the informations below this video, so check it out. I also made a message on my channel. You can find it. The Zoom link, we will start in 2 hours. Maybe I will see you there. There it is about your mediumship abilities, your high sensitive abilities, your psychic abilities, how to activate them. We will make beautiful meditations. This is a workshop for 2 days, today and tomorrow, so be part of it. I would like that you are part of it. Welcome you there. Okay, let's start. And if you have any question, like always, you can ask me your questions here in the chat. If I have an answer, I will give it to you. But first, what is the energy of the Antichrist? And we have to go dig deep into the roots, and we find the roots in the Bible. And there is one chapter from John that shows us what the spirit of Antichrist is. And this means the spirit of Antichrist is a deceiver of Christ's message. And in the Bible, there you can read it, is written, many antichrists have already come. Many antichrists have already come. But what do they mean? They mean with this that they are maybe humans, people, I'm not sure what they mean, that act out of the energy of not worshipping Jesus Christ as the Son of God. That was the first description of Antichrist, denying the divine made human, because they maybe think God is there, upside or down, but not in a human form. So this was the first kind of description you can say about Antichrist. So whoever denies Jesus as the Christ was called an anti-spirit, an Antichrist spirit, you can say. And this idea created then later a personified Antichrist figure, you can say, the beast. And it is said that the beast had a global control and persecution and execution. And the number of the beast is 666. You can find it in the book of Revelation. What does this mean? And they tell you, you have to make a mark on your forehead or on your right hand with 666. And this shows that you are part of this Antichrist energy. And if you don't have this, then you are excluded from economy, from society life, and this creates a lot of fear. And where do we find this kind of idea? We find it mainly in our unconscious. And this creates negative beliefs. Negative beliefs, oh, if I'm not loved, I will not survive, or something like this. So this created a lot of fears, the total loss of our freedom, a symbolism 666 of the Antichrist. But we have to dive deeper, because if we really go in this new awareness, in this new kind of consciousness, we know there is not a number that is not as good as any other number. What do you think? Write it down in the chat. What do you think? Do you think the number 6 is not as good as number 3? We have to understand everything exists inside of this consciousness field of God. Nothing is excluded. This is a thinking. Maybe it started with the Bible, came to us with the Bible to say, these are the good ones, these are the bad ones. And so it is created, this fear of Antichrist, something, a beast, a demon, something big, and I can't really, it has too much power. It has too much power over me. But that's not really true. If you start to awaken, you recognize, is this really my fear? Or is the fear of something like an Antichrist rooted in my unconscious? Because the number 6 is the double of number 3. And 3 is very important. You might think, why is 3 important? But 3 is the divine number. You know the Trinity, God, the Son, and the Spirit, or in different ways you find the Trinity. When we speak of wisdom, when we speak of religion, when we speak of the spiritual concepts, we know the 3 is very important. Because, yes, there is one side, yes, there's the other side, but there's always the border between. And this brings 3 points together. So creation is rooted on number 3. Very important to understand. And when we understand 3, the Trinity, we find it in Buddhism and everywhere, in Hinduism, everywhere we find it. Then we can understand 6 is double of 3. Why should 6 be a bad number? Ask yourself these questions. You don't have to believe any concepts. You don't have to believe old concepts. Ask yourself. Because 6, they say, is the number of imperfection. That's not true. That's not true. It's the number of your light body, of your Merkaba, you can say. Because your Merkaba is like in the form of two trinities, you can say, 2 trinities, and you can also see it in a 3-dimensional way as the tetrahedrons. And so the Merkaba is 2 tetrahedrons that are moving in opposite direction. You might have heard about this Merkaba theory, and this is a pure energy concept. And when you think deeper, you find there two times number 6. This speaks about freedom to understand who you really are. Number 6 in numerology, and you might know I have a playlist on my video, on my YouTube channel about numerology. And number 6 is the number of Venus, the number of love, the number of beauty. The number, if you look the number 6, it is like the belly of a pregnant woman, and there's the child. This is about nurturing. It is about care for others. So number 6 is not a bad number. It is the number of the feminine principle, you can say, to look after the children. This is so important. And this is really, when we understand it, this brings freedom. This is the number of unconditional love. So why do you think they put number 6 in the Bible as a demon number, 666, the number of the beast? Why do you think they put it there? Yes, it created fear, and a lot of people, they're totally full of fear. I know. And I also have the hexagon here in my pendants, and maybe you can see it a little bit, the hexagon. And people ask me, "Oh, this is not good. This is connected. The hexagon is connected to the number 6." That's all bullshit. You can say. The Antichrist is a protection of our unconscious beliefs, our unconscious negative beliefs, and they create fear. And maybe the people who wrote the Bible, they wanted that we have fear. What do you think? Write it down in the chat. Yes? The number 666 speaks about our collective shadow. And this is not our enemy. The collective shadow, yes, you can't control it. There's so much going on here on Earth. And there are dark forces here on Earth. Yes, you can't control them. Maybe artificial intelligence, maybe Donald Trump, maybe something else, maybe Iran, maybe something else. What else? And we have to understand, we create those enemies. We create them because of our unresolved inner wounds, our deep pain. And this deep pain is connected to our negative beliefs always. There's no pain without first believing something. So, sorry, this is most important to understand. There is no Antichrist there. We produce this energy field, and we project our inner fears outward, and we think so much. We are powerless because the Bible and all the religion systems, they tell us, so there is this big God up there, and we are so small and little and cannot change anything. That's not true. If we awaken, then we understand, no. There's nothing bigger than my own consciousness. And what I create here is most important. And so they create those enemy pictures, you can say, on the outside. Those are the bad people, and we have to fight against those, and so on and so on. And this produces chaos, and we do not really understand anymore who we are. And then now digital currencies and what else will come and make us powerless. And so much control now with artificial intelligence. We hear about Palantir and what is possible. I have heard they will use drones today for the No Kings protests to check the people and the iPhones, the handies, and maybe to suppress those people, I'm not sure, or send ice to them home. I'm not sure. It's really amazing. So we have to stand up. We have to stand up, not to believe in those old systems, not to believe in this ideology of an antichrist. Because this antichrist they want to produce with 666 is not really something we should fear. We should look deeply what we believe and release our negative beliefs. This makes us so powerful. And that's all about. Nothing more is needed because we are so amazing, powerful. We create our reality. We often think, oh, that's not possible. Something bad can happen and everything goes away. That's not really true. So I know it from my own experience. I live here really peaceful. Maybe you hear my dogs barking because we have some friends here in the house, and so they really are not so friendly sometimes with not so known persons. But normally I live totally in peace here. So that's really important. Fatima is here. Ella Maha. So, Fatima, could you please share the link for our workshop? We will start in 2 hours. So, very important. And sorry, I had a little bit illness last week. And so my voice is not as powerful as normal. This is really the most important. Yes, we can now dive deeper. What about Sam Altman? What about OpenAI or Palantir or something like this? But don't go in the wrong direction and don't think you are powerless. You are not powerless. There's nothing outside to fear. The most fear are the humanity itself. So by standing up and really starting to love yourself and to forgive others, you start to create healing, not only in your life, you bring it really also in all areas of your reality. So thank you so much. Thank you for that very much. I never believed the Bible. Yes, I never believed the Bible at all. But I love the Bible. As a child, I had a children Bible, you can say, and it was full of colors and of nice stories. And I believed in the good stories. Yes, and I do till now. But not in this demon stories. I never resonated with them. Okay, let's start. I also have some questions, and if you have any question, you can ask me here in the live chat. And if you watch this live stream later, maybe some hours later, and you want to enjoy our join our workshop, and the workshop is over, you can subscribe to the workshop, and then you get the recording. So that's also possible if you want. And tomorrow there's day 2 of the workshop. Okay, first question I got. What do you have to say about 3 days of darkness? Maybe you have heard about 3 days of darkness. And I made a video about this, I think, in my German channel. It is years ago. And it's always a very important topic. When will they come, those 3 days of darkness? But I don't see it as something coming from the outside. This is like the concept of Antichrist. Something is coming and then we are totally out of control and it is dark and there's no electricity, nothing to eat, and I don't see it in any way. Why should we experience this? No. It is about this inner the darkness of the soul, you can say, those 3 days. And number 3 is so important. You might know, remember, I have spoken about 3 speaks about the Trinity, about the divine perfection. And 3 days, they speak about important inner transformation that happens in 3 days, maybe 3 years. And I also remember just now that the Sasani, these are a hybrid extraterrestrial race, you can say, they also got through a big transformation. I think it was in 3 days. I think so. So the number 3 is very important, but not in an outer event. When it's about an outer event, it is about an energetic concept. You have to understand. I also have an online course, My Spiritual Healer, just only in German language, but there we use angels and angel names. And normally you say this angel name 3 times, or maybe a mantra, you use it 3 times. So number 3 is very important. So this is a symbolic process, this 3 days of darkness. Nothing that happens on the outside. It is an inner purification to ask yourself who you are, why you are here, release what you are not, and then start from your true power. A rebirth, you can say, that can happen if you open your consciousness, because the 3 really means there's, yes, the dark side, there's the bright side, and there's the border between. And if you understand that the nature of our consciousness is always free and says, look here, there is a neutral zone. You can decide if you want to go to the dark side or to the bright side, always. And this is your freedom. It's your choice. It is your free will. So if you understand this concept, there's nothing to fear. Next question. What if I am always positive and vibrate positively, but my family is negative? What kind of world am I living in then? And I can tell you, you're living in the best world ever. Because we are here on earth not only to relax and look and have a drink. No, we are here on earth to learn something, to maybe have also a kind of fights to understand, oh, there are people with other concepts, other beliefs than mine, and how can I love them without hating them, and forgiving them for what they have done to me, forgiving myself. These are so important concepts to learn. So you are here for a good reason. Always, always, always. It's always fine. We often think this should not be so, this should be better. My life should be better. But we have to change something inside, then the outside will change. And not in any way it will function in the other way, in the opposite direction. It does not work. You have to change yourself first, then everything changes. Okay, and maybe, yes, your family, those are normally souls that are deeply connected with you, your soul family, but they play a game here on earth, you can say, in the matrix, and they play a bad guy, bad mother. And yes, but it is here to learn, to understand, and to heal. That's fine. And we all experience it in one or other way. So that's fine. And you have to understand there's always a frequency, a frequency range where we live together to make those experiences. If you only would experience here on earth people who are totally positive and nothing ever happened. This was really without excitement. So we love this learning process and this going deep and struggling and then finding back and feeling free. That's totally nice. If you make this experience once to really release your old beliefs and live totally another life, that's amazing. That's what we want, what the soul searches, you can say. Sorry for my English. Sometimes I translate only my German thoughts into English words, but maybe they are not the right words. Okay, Silvia, don't you see a huge natural disaster in Europe at the end of summer 2026? Yes, this was the question. Now the answer. I don't see amazing, huge natural disaster. There can things happen because next year, Saturn and Neptune, you might have heard in my update, they are exactly conjunct in Pisces. And Pisces is about disasters and mainly this kind of degrees. This is near the fixed star sheet. And yes, this is a little bit a troublemaker. So we can experience huge natural disasters. This is possible. But I don't see a catastrophe or something like this. I don't see it. Maybe earthquakes will also be very important theme. Maybe tsunami could be a theme. But we also have to understand that the future is not fixed. There is no fixed future. There is not only one version of future. There are several, and it is what we make with our life that really then brings up our future. So this is most important to understand that that we decide how things will develop. So there are several timelines that are now connected to the future. But astrologically, I can say Saturn, Neptune, this conjunction is really strong, and it connects to Uranus and also to Pluto a little bit. So this is important. And most important, it is not so much about a natural catastrophe. It is more about this inner processes, this awakening process we experiencing right now. And maybe there we can sense this fear of there's something going on and a change will happen. So I think this can happen. It is time of purification. And this brings up a lot of water often and a lot of trouble. Divine timing. Okay. Can you see if Palestinians finally will be able to be free? Oh, that's a good question. Yes, I see it. I see it. I feel it. I feel it. Yes. And we see so much trouble on the outside, but now the young people and the whole world is looking totally different on Israel and Gaza and this genocide that is happening there. So something is happening. And I heard about, I'm not sure which countries it was, but this country, the university wants to exchange with the Palestinian universe to make a friendship. So I think good things will be born because most people on earth are good people. Most people on earth, you can say 90% of of the population of Earth are good people. Good people. They help each other. They do not want to harm each other. You can say 95% are good people. And now we see it's coming all to the light what they are doing with those in the Middle East. There are so many countries, also the Lebanon and other countries, and Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria. So much countries, they experience so much suffering, and mainly caused from a big state, the United States. So we have to see, we have to look and to really change the things. But the people are standing up. And now, till today, Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. This is a good energy for the next month. Okay. Then next question, and if you have any questions, ask me here. I am new here, going to restart and listen. So yeah, good. But what do you think about the Mauro Biglino Bible translation? Oh, so sorry, I don't know this Bible translations. Sorry, I can't tell you anymore. But who are then the angels? We learned about them from the Bible. Heidi, the Elohim, so they are called in the Bible, they are mainly the Anunnaki. So they are not truly angels, but they came from there, from the skies, you can say. But they were extraterrestrials, the Elohims. So, and they helped humanity. Yes, they helped them, but not all of them. Okay, next question. What if the control systems are being bypassed and people will start communicating through ESP? And ESP, I had to make a research, means extrasensory perception. Access the Akashic Records and start creating a new free world in peace, cooperation, and love. What if this happens? This would be fine. And yes, we will really bypassing those control systems. We will. So yes, because frequency is the most important. And who decides about your frequency? Only you. You decide about your frequency. And you can raise your frequency. And how to do this? Check my workshop starting in 2 hours, and I will show you this. You can start forgiving yourself, connecting to your body, feel your feelings. This is so important to raise your frequency. So yes, and then we are so much connected with each other on Earth. We don't need then one time artificial intelligence or Google. We don't need them anymore. So it will come, it will start, but it needs time, step by step, but start by releasing your own negative beliefs. So that was my questions here. If you have any more questions, you can send it to me. And if not, I hope I will see you later. Can you, okay. Elohim created the earth, the Anunnaki didn't. So they are not the same as said here. There are different concepts, and you can believe what you think of, but angels don't created earth in that way, because we have to understand that we often think something begins and something ends, but that's not really true. And yes, you can say a higher consciousness made this matrix, everything we experience, the galaxy, the solar system, yes, everything was, but we have to understand, we, we think everything moves. But if we understand the universal laws, we know nothing moves. It's only our consciousness. Our consciousness changes, looks at this, and then looks here, and then looks here. But we think we are moving in one way, in one straight line, you can say. But that's not really true. Our consciousness shifts from this fixed reality to this fixed reality to this fixed reality. And it is like if you go in a cinema and watch a movie, there you see this movie at one experience. But if you go in the room where you see the projector, and then you see everything, all the little small pictures on the roll, they are right now here. Nothing was really created. It existed at once. And so we have to understand this concept more. So Earth is really old. And you can say everything is created from consciousness. You can say everything is created from Elohim. But there are different perspectives. So that's fine. How does divine timing work? Divine timing work, Yesel, by being present, by really relaxing and focus on your body, because your body is always in the present moment. What we often do, we think about the future, we think about the past, we think about the future. What will I eat after this live stream? What will I do later? And so we are not present. And if you are present, then you are always in divine timing. Most important. And there you can have access to so many consciousness fields. So thank you so much for being part of this live stream. Share it with other people who are also interested in the revelation of the Antichrist. And maybe you want to be part of my workshop. It would be fine. We will start in 1.5 hours about. So thank you so much. I love you.